Let's begin.
Here we go! Hi, everybody!
Start the insanity.
You are not worried, are you?
Me? No.
Well, we're waiting.
Hello and welcome to Super Media All-Stars. We are a weekly podcast, and tonight we are talking about movies. I'm your host, John Harris, and I'm joined by three other All-Stars in the room tonight. First one being Jake Boston.
20 years ago this week, The Wedding Singer came out in theaters.
Wow.
Yeah, fun fact.
Anthony Borich.
Hey, Morty!
And Brent Harris.
I'm a level 7 wizard. I have two main spells that I cast. One is Fireball, which does a lot of damage, and the other one is Magic Missile. Thank you.
We got a great episode for you tonight. We are going to cover Phase 1 of the Marvel movies in our road to the Infinity War movie coming up this summer. There's some things in the news we're going to go over, and we have a lot of trailers to break down from the last time we've had an actual movie podcast. But before we dive into all these great topics, gentlemen, how are we doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing really good. I'm glad to have Brent back. He took like a sabbatical for a bit. I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
Busy and then influenza.
Oh, Jesus.
And we're back.
Yeah, I'm glad you stayed away then.
We're back to the original Core 4 again. It's been like, what, a month?
It's been a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we had our Oscar bets last time we talked about movies. It's been a while we talked about games, but a lot of good stuff happening. So, that being said, you guys watched anything good lately outside of our main topic?
Let me pull up my Letterboxd app and tell you. I'll be very brief on like everything.
I will real quickly just say I got through the Batman movie. I was talking with Jake about you before this, and it was okay.
You mean the Lego Batman movie?
The Lego Batman movie, yeah. Not great.
You didn't love it?
I just thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
I kind of got sick of Will Arnett's voice by about 20 minutes into it.
Well, that's horrible. What'd you think about Robin? Mike
Robin was
Cera?
good. He was
Yeah.
good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's probably the best part of that movie.
Otherwise, it was just like a lot of Batman things, and some of them landed and some of them very much didn't. So, but that was just me.
Gotcha. I guess the two movies that I'll talk about now, I saw The Post in theaters.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm trying to see all the Oscar-nominated movies before the Oscars start, and this movie really disappointed me.
In what way?
I don't know. It had Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks and directed by Steven Spielberg, and they just didn't feel like any motivation to do anything good. Like I thought Tom Hanks was good. The movie was just very like, okay, we're going to do all this in a short amount of time, and we're going to get all the Oscars. That's what it felt like.
Was it like drama for the sake of drama?
Yeah, and I didn't like it too much. I saw it with Kevin. He didn't like it either. I gave it a 2 out of 5. There just like wasn't a lot there at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it classic Spielberg or like worse Spielberg?
God, no. This makes me very nervous for Ready Player One if he's directing the way he's directing in this.
Yeah, him and Ron Howard scare me these days.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Ron Howard and Solo. I guess we will a little bit later.
A little bit later, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very scared for Spieley, especially since after Ready Player One, he's going to direct Indy 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
We'll see how that goes. I'm excited. I'll always go see a Spielberg movie, but yeah, this one was barf. So to make up for The Post, I saw Spotlight because I've never watched that before.
Which one's that?
That won the Oscar 2 years ago for Best Picture. It's another newspaper movie where they go digging into like Catholic priests and all that stuff.
Okay.
So fucking good. This one, it's just like doing a lot of digging and research and what the pros and cons are for posting it in a public publication, that type of thing.
Gotcha.
I give that one a 4.5 out of 5.
Anthony, Brayton, anything on your guys' fronts?
Took my wife through every episode of Rick and Morty.
Did you guys wrap that up?
Wrapped it up. She loved it.
All 3 seasons? Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, so that was fun to go back through those.
How do you feel about now that football season's over, Anthony?
Unfortunately, it's baseball season, and
No one, you don't care.
who cares? Next thing I'll show up for is March Madness just to put money down.
Oh, Jesus.
That's enough.
You got a problem, bud.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about sports a little bit later in the show. Britt, anything on your front?
A lot of stuff to watch, but I haven't had time to watch stuff lately.
You've had 3 weeks to watch stuff, and you haven't?
Nah, like I was bedridden when I was sick, so.
It was like comatose, man. It was
Yeah?
bad.
I think I slept like 40 hours in 3 or 4 days.
That's
Yeah, I don't even think you remember me touching you.
No, I definitely don't remember that, but
Good.
I'm glad I don't. I'm sure I was dissatisfied.
Yeah.
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 right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the news portion of our show. And there's actually a lot of things to cover before we actually jump into some other things, mostly trailers, because trailers were giving its own section this episode.
Thanks to the Super Bowl, pretty much.
Exactly. But for the news portion, we got a few things we're going to go through quick. The first one being the most recent. Joaquin Phoenix is in talks to play Joker in an origin film. Guys, what are your thoughts on this?
Makes me very excited.
Does it?
Yeah. Jared Leto is horrible, obviously, as the Joker. It's kind of hard, after Heath Ledger passed away, it's kind of hard to think of anybody being the Joker. But Joaquin Phoenix is crazy. He is so Looney Tunes.
Is he a method actor?
Very much so, yeah.
Okay, I can see him definitely getting into the mindset of the Joker.
Remember when he did that documentary like 2 years ago, I'm Still There, where he had that big bushy beard
Yeah.
and went meta for like a year of his life where people thought he was going through like a crazy breakdown, but he was just method acting?
Right.
Yeah, this dude can get into a role.
I don't know. I've never really liked him as a, like, the walking line or...
Walk
his
the line?
Yeah, his Johnny Cash thing.
You didn't like him in Signs?
No.
No? I liked him in Signs.
Did you like him in Gladiator?
No, I thought he was just...
Really?
Yeah, I thought...
Wow.
That's
Surprisingly,
that's one of his
Jared
biggest roles.
Butler.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't seen Her yet, right?
Her's amazing.
Oh, I did like her.
No, I have not
Her
seen
is amazing.
Yeah, I guess, for me, the most forgettable person of Gladiator is his character.
I thought he played a good bad guy, but
Yeah.
that being said, I think he'll make another good bad guy if this comes to fruition. I think that fits.
I'm really okay if they do go with Joaquin for the Joker, especially since it's like an origin story for the Joker.
And they're keeping it away from the WDCEU, right?
That I'm not sure about. I know it's produced by Martin Scorsese, and it's gonna be like a gangsterish film,
Which
with
I'd
the
be
Joker
okay.
in it.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
I think that sounds pretty sweet.
It has, like, all the key components that I think make a good movie, but there's still, like, this underlying, I don't know, fear that's just going to completely bomb.
It probably will. The director they have lined up for it is Todd Phillips, and he's most famous for directing the Hangover trilogy. So,
And why? And all his hopes are crushed.
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
I really don't know why.
Let's jump to some more positive news. It is now officially confirmed that Nintendo is partnering with Illumination for a Mario movie. News coming out that Miyamoto is co-financing and executive producing this movie. We had talked earlier on another episode about what we want for this movie, but now we actually have the official confirmation. Are you guys excited?
I think this is the right studio to do it. It looks very like polished and just super bright, cartoony. Kind of makes me a little nervous. They're making a reimagining of The Grinch that comes out in Christmas.
No, really.
And with the Olympics happening, and it's NBC and Illumination is owned by Universal and NBC and all that stuff. There was a 30-second TV spot with The Grinch in it.
Oh, I
Made me
missed that.
so mad.
Oh, did it?
Oh my god, it looks so horrible because it's like a prequel to The Grinch.
Oh, sure.
A prequel.
Yeah. And Illumination movies are either like pretty good or pretty damn bad. So I'm really hoping they don't screw up Mario.
But then again, if Miyamoto's financing it, I'm guessing he's going to have his fingers in it, which I taking as a good thing.
Yeah, he's an executive producer on it. So
Yeah, I imagine that.
I heard that he had did a few small Pikmin movies back in his prime.
oh yeah, you haven't seen those?
Uh-uh.
He directed those.
Were those any good?
They look really fucking good. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like 4 years ago. You should really watch those.
What?
They're
Yeah.
A Pikmin movie?
no, like shorts, like 3-4 minutes long.
Of Pikmin.
Yeah. It's
That's-
awesome. He made like 3 of them.
So he's
That's-
dabbled in this kind of
Yeah.
a little bit.
Granted, there's no like dialogue in those. It's just like really cute stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah, it sounds awesome.
yeah, the main reason, like, he came up with Pikmin because he likes to garden. So he's just like, oh, what if there are little men in my garden? So he pretty much just made a movie of that.
Yeah. And Miyamoto's so
That's pretty cool.
possessive of Mario. We know this, and just recently he's starting to let him branch out. But he's gonna be I think he's gonna be very careful with how they decide to put Mario in a movie.
Yeah, there hasn't been a Nintendo movie since Super Mario Brothers in '94, and that was a colossal failure.
Right. And
So-
they're not about to get bad press now. So
Yeah, I think animation is the right way to go with Mario.
Yeah, we're still a
Definitely.
ways off, but we're seeing the details come out now, so I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Our next story is real quick. Jordan Peele, after all his nominations for the award show season that we're currently in, is seriously considering a Get Out sequel, which is, I don't think it comes too much of a surprise, considering the hype that Get Out has gotten this year and rewards. But do you guys think this actually happens? And what would you like to see in a sequel?
I don't know that I'd like to see a sequel.
No.
I'd like to just see him do something similar in a different.
I was just about to say you do the same story but follow someone else.
Yeah.
Or maybe change the story a little bit, but
Yeah.
don't bring the main characters
Yeah.
back. What a dumb idea.
I honestly don't think it's going to be his next film, regardless, because it took him 8 years just to finish the script for Get Out. So if he has an idea of something, just sit on it for a little bit. Don't rush anything.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele, do a Get Out sequel, but do it when it's right. I have nothing else to go off of because he didn't really give off a lot to
and
go
Get
off
Out,
of.
Get Out ended very conclusively.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's jump into our next story, and that is real quick as well. Applied to Jake's liking. Welcome to the Jungle / Jumanji is getting a sequel, and it's supposedly already in the works. This comes as no surprise.
Yeah, it should be.
Because of the amount of money this movie is pulling in.
This it technically came out in 2017. So according to the numbers that it's been pulling in, it's number 6
in top grossing.
In the top grossing of 2017.
Yeah.
This is what usually happens though. There's a strong movie in December that keeps on going through January and a little bit of February because like shit just comes out in January. That's a dump month. If something popular in December keeps on going through, it'll make fucking millions upon millions of dollars.
And it just happens to be Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle this year.
Yeah. Well, last week when not the Hunger Games ripoff, the Death Maze, what's it called?
Maze Runner.
Maze Runner.
Yeah, the Maze Runner came out. It got first place, but then the second week, Jumanji got first place again.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this thing just keeps on making more and more money. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's stupid if they wouldn't make a sequel to it.
Why are we ruining amazing childhood movies of mine?
I'm not sure if Jumanji is like a top childhood movie for me. It's
What?
good, but I remember being
Robin Williams?
I never thought that movie deserved a sequel.
Whatever the hunter guy is? That guy's amazing.
Exactly.
Dude, those spiders creep me the shit out when I
He
was a
plays
kid.
the dad and the hunter.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, I was gonna say okay.
I don't know that actor's name.
Yeah,
When the kid becomes the monkey man?
that looks so terrible now.
Oh, no, it's so good.
Your memories think it's good.
All right, our last news story is Game of Thrones writers David Benioff and D.B. Weiss.
Yep. Beanoff, I don't think it's right.
No,
but-
that was Benioff.
David Beto.
We're gonna go with that.
First name Jack.
They are obviously known for their Game of Thrones writing, which happens to be a very big HBO show. Thousands of millions of people watch that.
Thousands of millions, folks.
Yep, thousands of millions.
Millions upon billions.
The story being that they are to write a new Star Wars movie or show. I don't know what's so funny here. So my first initial thought when reading this was Game of Thrones is very melodramatic, and I don't want that in a Star Wars.
This seems like the safest bet Star Wars and Disney could do. Because like, oh, Game of Thrones is popular. How about we get those two guys that wrote that to make it their own, like, they didn't even say trilogy. They just said, we don't even know if it's a TV series or movies.
No, we
It's
don't.
like, oh, they're making their own thing.
Don't get me wrong, their writing's fantastic. I'm just worried how that translates to a Star Wars universe.
Fun fact, D.B. Weiss,
Yeah.
he wrote X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I think they might be good on writing Game of Thrones, but I don't know if they're good at writing anything else.
I think this project's probably years away still, maybe 2020.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see how this comes to fruition. And they're pretty much, I'm guessing they're giving this the new trilogy treatment where they're just going to let them have their own story, whatever they want to do.
I'm guessing this will come out, like, if they're still going to do the 1 a year model, it'll be the new story that the guy who directed Last Jedi,
Rian Johnson.
Ryan Johnson's making his own series of movies. So one will come out that year, and then the Game of Thrones guys movie will come out that next year, and keep on alternating back and forth. That'd be my guess.
And these guys are just set to write at this point. They're not directing or really producing. So right now we're just talking about kind of writing and screenplay. But
Yeah, we literally know nothing. We just know that they're creating something.
yeah, so which is good news for if you're a Star Wars fan. If you're also a Game of Thrones fan, you're also doubly excited. So we'll see what happens there.
Space dragons. Finally.
With lightsabers.
All right, guys, let's jump into the next portion of our show, and we got a lot to cover here. So we're just going to call this the trailer breakdown / Super Bowl. There was actually a lot of good teasers in the Super Bowl this year, I would argue, and not to mention there were some fine commercials, which we can talk a little bit too,
And one hell of a game, folks.
and a hell of a game.
It was all good all around.
It was one of the better Super Bowls I can remember in the most recent years. But that being said, we're here to talk trailers, and we're just going to go down our list here, share some thoughts, share some concerns. That being said, first one, Solo. A Star Wars story got like a teaser during the Super Bowl, and then a full trailer the next day. I didn't think there was much here, but nothing really surprised me that like excited me about this trailer.
No, I think
that's
that's
okay.
Yeah, I think they just kind of needed to lay the foundation of who's doing what role. They needed to show, like the different actors, and then just a very broad sense of the film, which we already knew was going to be some sort of heist because it involves Han Solo. Mm-hmm. Which I'm excited for all the Millennium Falcon scenes because those look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely doesn't look like a Ron Howard film. I'll say that.
Not yet.
It looks very stylized so far. I mean, just off the trailers that I've seen that are cut, but yeah.
What'd you guys think of Lando's character?
Donald Glover
Donald
looks
Glover?
amazing.
Yeah.
I don't.
As Londo.
I will watch or listen to anything that guy does because
Me
he's overly talented.
Yeah. Ever since Community, I've loved that guy.
What would you guys think of? I can't remember his name now. The guy who's playing Han.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of his look? The brief.
I don't know.
The brief that we saw. The brief moments that we saw.
Doesn't look anything like Han. Like, this is the hardest part of telling a Han Solo origin film is trying to capsulize Han Solo again because Harrison Ford killed it.
Yeah. And that's the face you put with Han Solo. So he's got quite the undertaking to perform in this role.
Yeah. And if you've noticed, they barely show him in the trailer or the TV spot.
Yeah. Right.
So they're trying to hide. I'm guessing he doesn't do that good of a job, but there are a lot of people around him that do a decent job.
Compared to The Force Awakens and maybe some of the original trilogy, how much does this movie pull on nostalgia or some side stories from like A New Hope, from all this Han Solo lore that's been introduced to this point? How much do you think it's poured into this movie?
I'm guessing
much so.
I'm guessing something of the Kessel Run comes into play in this movie.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And how he found Chewie, like how they became buds.
Which seems to be fairly early in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think they touch on like Jabba the Hutt stuff at all?
I bet they do.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's too
I
far
don't
in the
know.
future or not.
I bet they whore themselves out a ton over every history that they can of Star Wars.
Oh, there'll be a lot
Yeah.
of like
I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not.
cameos.
Yeah, it's going to be very cheap. That's how I felt about Rogue One. I know you guys liked it. I didn't like it just because it just felt like, oh yeah, all this stuff that's happened before, we're going to show you the stuff that hasn't happened, but you know what's going to happen.
All right.
Yeah, May is crazy, by the way.
This year?
Yeah, because we have Infinity War, and then 2 weeks later we have Solo, and then the week after that we have Deadpool.
Which is all Disney, with the exception maybe of Deadpool at this point, but that's all Disney cash.
Did you hear that there's like a speed bump in the Disney Fox acquisition? There's another buyer in the ring.
Who?
Comcast.
What?
Yeah, Comcast owned by Universal.
No.
Yeah. Yep. The deal. I told you guys the deal isn't set in stone.
Wait, Universal owns Comcast?
Comcast owns Universal and
Yeah.
NBC.
Comcast is huge.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd be okay with either because if Fox goes to somewhere else that's not Disney, I feel like we can still have like more R-rated movies. And I don't like the monopoly that Disney's trying to become.
There's arguments for both sides, and I'm honestly stuck right in the middle. So
Yeah.
we all are. We'll see what happens there.
Exactly.
The next movie, or I guess it's more of a teaser, was Avengers: Infinity War. What did you guys think of this little teaser from the Super Bowl?
Again, I love that they're not showing too much. I don't want to see too much.
Cap's got the Chitauri shields on each arm.
Yeah, I saw
those look pretty damn sweet.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, from what I can tell, I bet this is only the first half of the movie.
I hope so. I hope they're hiding something.
I think they are. I think all this second half stuff where people are supposedly going to die, we don't know what that fight scene looks like yet.
Speaking of hiding, I sent you guys a picture earlier of where they thought they saw Captain Marvel in a shot.
I don't believe that. I don't think that's real.
I don't think so either.
I watched the trailer again because I just saw a still. I watched the trailer looking for that part.
Yeah.
There's a person moving in that suit
I think it's Scarlet Witch.
with like the star emblem
I don't know
that
if
Captain Marvel has.
I don't know if it's a star. I think it's just some gold plating across her chest.
Okay.
That's
We'll
my.
see.
I just think it's too soon.
Yep.
It's hard for me to get even more excited about this movie. So I really wish I didn't see this because I want as many surprises as possible. Like when Spider-Man is like outside of Earth's atmosphere,
Yeah,
taking his mask off and everything. I'm just like, goddamn.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Well,
He was in the 30-second spot.
Yeah,
Oh.
don't watch it.
Again.
This is so great. I don't remember any of this. This is amazing.
All right, and our next one is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. We kind of got an extended trailer from this from the Super Bowl. And is anyone feeling the Lost World with this one?
It's kind of hard not to.
Yeah, that's pretty much the vibe we're getting. It's clearly coming back to some kind of land outside of the islands.
I want to see the Musclesaurus come back.
The muscle what?
What is a muscle sore?
It's like the gator thing that's in the pool.
Oh, the
Pretty sure
giant
that's what
gator.
it's called. Yeah.
The muscle. That's what it's called, a muscle sore.
Musclesaurus. I'm pretty sure something like that.
That sounds made up.
Okay.
it's
now
a-
I've got to prove
It's
it.
a dinosaur that's made of muscles.
The Musclesaurus.
Muscle sore.
Genius.
Real quick, back to the movie. I'm still excited for this movie. I think it's still going to be good.
Yeah, I still want to see it.
This makes me more excited than the first trailer they gave with the volcano bullshit.
Yeah.
I thought that trailer took itself way too seriously. This one,
Musclesaurus.
not Musclesaurus.
Yeah.
Well,
Mosasaurus.
it's close enough.
Musclesaurus us. How dare you?
When it started out in the bedroom, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is this another like Jurassic Park 3 talking raptor scene? Like, Alan. That's what I thought of when I,
I love
first saw
that
it.
bit. I love that part. Helen.
Oh god, it's so bad. I forgot about that.
It's very bad.
Oh man.
It's no coincidence that Jeff Goldblum comes back for a movie that's going to play heavily upon the Lost World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
I literally think Goldblum's just in the courtroom scene and that's it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Jurassic World played so much upon nostalgia. This one very well, too, and could earn millions.
Did it seem like Chris Pratt has a pet raptor and he can just call on him to attack any other dinosaur?
I'd hope so. That's kind of cool.
That's weird as fuck.
But I'm getting
Gold
the,
Blue.
I'm getting the feeling that Blue dies.
He better.
No.
I don't care about Blue. Who cares about Blue?
I kind of get sad about Blue at the end of the first one.
Blue's a badass.
Was he in Jurassic World?
Yeah.
You're talking to me like you thought I cared about
All
Jurassic
right, so
World.
we
and I
got the
didn't.
we got the bad guy in Jurassic World.
No,
we
we're
got the
gonna-
Dag dinosaur, right?
we don't need to go
And
through
we've got
this.
T-Rex, we've got Blue, and then we've got Musclesaurus in the one waiting and creeping.
Nope.
You just want to do some flexing?
It's time to move on.
Wow.
This kind of snuck up on me, and I think you guys probably knew more about it I do, but it's A Quiet Place. You guys give a real quick, what was this?
Creepy as fuck.
My wife and a friend of mine's wife knew a lot about A Quiet Place. And I know nothing about it, but it's on my radar now.
Yeah, it looks
It looks
really
pretty
good.
sweet.
I'm out for any good scary movie,
What,
so
Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, I think, are the main two actors.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that turns out.
Looks decent.
Speaking of not looking decent to me, is Red Sparrow. We got a trailer for this one, and I'm not excited about this movie at all.
That's unfortunate. I'll see this one.
I will go see this too.
This one looks like a turd.
I mean, this should be the Black Widow origin movie. I
That's
guess
what
what
it should
everybody's
be.
been saying.
Unfortunately, it doesn't get much better from here.
What are you talking about? Skyscraper, folks.
Fuck skyscraper.
Fuck it. A rock. The Rock.
Man on a ledge?
Except better. This is
Oh.
this is rock hard, folks.
I mean, didn't
It's
Jesus.
the Rock's version of Die Hard.
Skyscraper looks worse.
He's a war veteran and he lost his fucking leg. So now he only has one leg and a prosthetic leg. And guess what? He does a giant jump, gets caught in a rope. His prosthetic leg gets caught in the rope. It might come off. He might fall to his death. What happens? You got to find out. Go see Skyscraper.
Falls to a death. Save us 2.5 hours of bullshit.
I think I'd rather be in a Saw movie where my leg gets cut off than watch
No
that.
kidding.
This movie looks like the trash I want to see.
yeah, it kind of does.
I'm excited about this.
This is like Fast and Furious, but with buildings.
What more can you say? There's nothing better you can say to that.
I guess I'll say this. This looks like a Rock movie.
This movie has a 250-story skyscraper.
Answer me this. Did The Rock jump in the LA movie?
San Andreas?
Yeah, did he jump from building to building in San Andreas?
I think so. But
Oh, that's your movie, Skyscraper. We already seen it.
it wasn't a big jump, though. This is a big jump.
What if he like kicks a guy out the window and he goes, "Motherfucker, I Kippy,"
What?
or Yippee?
What is I Kippy? Yippee ki Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, Yippee ki motherfucker.
I Kippy.
I just hope it ends like the other guys where The Rock jumps off the building and he just dies.
Splat.
That would be the best.
And just his
Oh, wait, he's done that too.
just his prosthetic leg is
God,
left on the
I am
ground.
getting sick of The Rock.
No, he better say I Kippy, and the guy just looks at him like, what? And then he kicks him off. That'd be awesome.
Do you mean Yippee ki Oh, well, okay. Where we go?
Oh, okay. Well, let's get back to higher ground here. Mission Impossible Fallout got a proper trailer during the Super Bowl, and we had seen kind of a picture and a poster previous to this, but we actually got a full-fledged trailer here, and it looks like a Mission Impossible movie, which is a good thing these days.
This looks so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like the
this'll be a
TV
good one.
spot was just okay, but then I watched the trailer afterwards. Oh my god.
Yeah, it looks good. It's got Simon Pegg coming back, some original characters from
Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
excited.
got the wife from 3 too.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
you did mention
She's
that.
coming back. That's gonna be awesome. This movie comes out on my birthday.
Oh yeah.
The last good movie to come out on my birthday was a Simpsons movie.
There you go.
Wow, so it's been a while.
I'm excited. Yeah, definitely.
And then finally, our last Super Bowl trailer / announcement was Cloverfield Paradox, and it dropped the night of the Super Bowl after a trailer during the game.
Yeah, the first trailer at the end of it said coming very soon. So I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
And then like close to when the game was over, it said out now.
Yeah.
I thought it was genius marketing.
It is.
I don't think a movie's ever came out like that.
I don't think it has either. But that being said, Jake, you watched this movie.
Yeah, I did. I was really hyped for it. I'm a fan of the Cloverfield series.
We were both super hyped when we saw this trailer.
Yeah, we thought about doing an emergency podcast, like watching it and then reviewing
Yeah.
it the next day.
And then next morning after the Super Bowl, apparently all the reviewers watched it that night because tons of reviews came flooding in, and unfortunately they were not good.
This movie is garbage.
Garbage?
Yeah, like when I watched it, it reminded me of Jason X. Just like, oh, throw this franchise in space and not have like anything good come out of it being in space.
Oh.
It's really bad. Like they're trying to be Event Horizon, if you've ever seen that, just like a horror movie in space, except like not as good at all. And that movie came out 20 years ago.
So Cloverfield 1 was all through a camera shot, like some guys recording the incident.
Yeah, like found footage stuff.
Yeah. Does Cloverfield 3 do that at all? Is it
No.
actually a movie?
No, it's a movie, but I didn't like it at all. I rated it 1.5 stars.
Wow.
It's really bad. Like it was a tough sit through for me.
Wow.
If it wasn't related to Cloverfield, I would have shut it off.
I've heard it's related to Cloverfield to the same extent as 10 Cloverfield Lane.
This is more so because there's a few plot points that try to connect the dots to Cloverfield
Like throughout the movie rather than like the last 2 minutes.
Exactly, yeah, because 10 Cloverfield Lane only did that stuff the last like 10 minutes of the movie. This
Right.
one does it a couple more times.
Oh, God, it would have been so amazing if the movie was good.
I know.
All right, for the sake of time, though, real quick, I got to combine two segments into one. What is your favorite trailer from the Super Bowl? And while you're at it, throw your favorite commercial in there.
Favorite commercial was Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Yep, same
Or
here.
just Tide. Tide was
Yeah, Tide
amazing.
took it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, because they had like 3 or 4 different ones, and they combined like there's the Old Spice guy was in there. He's like, oh no, this is Tide.
But
Yeah.
it's funny. Tide needed something like that from this stupid Tide Pod thing.
Because I said Tide Pod instead of Tide. So yeah.
And it-
The one where
good
he's
for
like
them.
dancing and Mr. Bean, Mr. Clean, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh," he's like, "No,
No,
sorry,
it's-
this is just
it's
another
just
Tide
Tide.
commercial."
And like it got to the point where we had a Super Bowl party, and anytime an ad started, like, oh, this is gonna be Tide ad,
Yeah,
Tide ad, guys.
just wait for it.
and we got really sad when it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But on the reverse of that, I hated most of the commercial because it was like, all right, what are we watching here? Because I have no fucking clue how this is relating to it. It's like, hey, you remember all these first responders? Well, they use phones. And we're those phones.
Oh yeah.
Verizon.
So real quick, guys, what was your favorite trailer from the Super Bowl?
Honestly, the most hype I had was for Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah?
Like that just came out of nowhere, and it fucking knocked my socks off.
Yeah.
I did Quiet Place. I thought that was kind of out of nowhere. I knew nothing about it. Thought
Yeah.
it looked pretty good.
It looked good. Brent?
I really wanted to watch the Solo trailer after that. And then, like Anthony said, The Quiet Place kind of excited me. And then Cloverfield. That super pumped me, but now it's just like, eh.
No, my favorite trailer was definitely Solo, A Star Wars Story, just because I've been waiting to see anything from that movie.
Yeah.
My favorite actual trailer that like it wasn't part of the 30-second ad was Mission Impossible. That trailer
Yeah.
looked so good.
Right. Speaking of good trailers, though, we got to jump ahead. And we had 2 trailers come out this most previous week, and that was a Deadpool 2 trailer and a Venom trailer. So real quick, let's go into the Deadpool.
Does this count as a trailer?
I think so. I enjoyed this. I think this had more footage from the actual movie.
I don't know. The Bob Ross one had a montage of shit
Yeah.
at the end
Yeah.
too, just like
for
this one.
for like 10 seconds. This one you get a little bit more.
A little, not a
Yeah.
lot. Like you get Cable. Like this is the introduction of Cable.
Yeah, and that looked good. I was like really excited for that.
And then he's just like, "Oh, the CGI is not done. Oh, here's some toys."
The whole like Toy Story stuff, that was great. I loved that. You know, don't get me wrong, the Bob Ross stuff was like top caliber too.
And I feel like they used Toy Story just because Fox will probably own Disney, or Disney will own Fox.
Right, so they thought they can get away with it.
Yeah, who's your favorite deputy?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, they were throwing some shade at DC too. Did you hear that? Like the CGI part. Like, what do you think? You can just like CGI a mustache off? That was a Justice League dig.
Oh, that was awesome.
Good shit. Only Deadpool can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought this trailer was really good. This was my second favorite trailer, the Deadpool trailers.
Yeah.
Like Bob Ross and then this.
Yeah.
Sure. Our next trailer is the Venom trailer dropped this week from Sony and Marvel. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
Not a trailer, a teaser.
Yeah.
It's like a minute and a half teaser then.
Yeah, but it didn't show shit.
No, I didn't show anything.
I didn't like anything I saw.
I didn't either. I thought the voiceover was Terrence Howard. That's Tom Hardy.
It didn't sound like Tom
Yeah.
Hardy.
No, he's just doing a dumb Terrence Howard accent. That's what it sounded like to me.
I didn't like it.
I didn't either. I didn't like anything about this. Especially with him like spazzing out when he's laying down. I was like, that's so stupid.
And you would think, I mean, even if it's just like a little bit, like even just like a shadow, you show him in a suit at
Yeah,
least.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah,
but-
show something. Don't just show the logo that turns into a V.
Right.
I don't care at the very end.
Right. I want more from this, and I'm not getting it yet.
I'm still excited. I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the official trailer that comes out is way better. I'm hoping this tease is literally just like, oh, okay, we're not going to show you anything.
Yeah.
But just wait. There's more to come.
So between these two trailers, which one was your favorite? Obviously, Deadpool.
Come on.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's not even a contest.
I know, but it was worth a shot. All right, guys, let's jump into the main portion of our show.
The meat.
The meat portion of our show. Thank you, Brent. And that is going to be the Road to Infinity War, Phase 1 Marvel movies.
This is like a skewer. It's like beef and then a little veggie and then you got some chicken. Like there's a whole bunch of different stuff in this meat.
Some meat
There are
and
some
veg.
there's some parts you want to cut off, though. There's some fatty portions.
There's a lot of fatty portions.
And we're going to go through that right
A
now.
lot of it's in this list.
What we're going to do here is we're going to go through the Phase 1 Marvel movies. Jake, would you read off what those include?
Yeah, the 6 movies in Phase 1 are Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, The First Avenger, and ending off with The Avengers.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some quick thoughts here and go through our star ratings now, as we didn't get a chance to obviously review these movies when they first came out. We've seen these movies multiple times now, but this time we kind of went to objectively to review it as a movie. And we're going to do our best to share our thoughts, and hopefully this is going to be an ongoing saga going into Infinity War. We'll have a Phase 2 and a Phase 3, and then finally an Infinity War review later this year. But we're going to go and kick it off with Iron Man, which came out in May 2008.
The budget for Iron Man?
Yep.
$140 million. The box office global total? $585 million.
Yeah.
So it definitely made its money back.
It started off with a bang for Marvel, thank God.
It did, and they needed it. Mm-hmm. So after rewatching this movie, what did you guys think of it this time around?
It's equally as good as the first time I saw it.
Yeah, it's good.
I haven't watched it in so long.
It's crazy how young everyone is in it, though.
Yeah.
The war scene, him kind of building Iron Man for the first time, and then the conflict with the company was good enough for the plot, and then I just thought it was really good. It holds up, like Brent said. I think it still holds up great.
Yeah.
One of the better origin stories we've seen.
Yeah.
To have this one kick off what became the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a great start.
Yeah, definitely. The first 2 acts of this movie are very good, but the third act is where it kind of goes off the rails for me.
Sure.
Like not horribly, but Obadiah in like the old Iron Man suit I didn't really like too much.
Yeah,
At all.
it was
Oh.
it was a rushed conclusion. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I still liked it though.
But Marvel now is not known for their villains.
The way that they like introduce how he starts to build the suit was fantastic for me.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like what happens with his accident where he gets all that metal stuff in his body, and then how they connect it. Because a lot of the stuff they do these days with connecting stuff is so hot garbage, and this was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely left a really good first impression in this movie.
Right, like where he
Yeah.
gets out of the cave, he's like, "Well, that was a good start."
Yeah.
And then like he gets back to the city. He's like, "I want a cheeseburger." And then they're all in the interview room. He's like, "Hey, can everyone just sit down? Everyone just sit down."
Yeah,
with me."
that's really good.
Yeah. I just like those small touches.
A lot of character building in this
Yeah.
movie for sure.
I can specifically remember the first time I saw this movie in theaters, just feeling like a child watching Iron Man fly through the sky. I felt so badass.
Yeah. Can I talk about when I saw this in theaters?
Yeah.
Because it was like one of the first movies I saw with my wife. I think the first superhero movie I saw with my wife. And 2/3 into the movie, like right when Jeff Bridges got to be the bad guy, my wife realized she sat in gum.
Oh,
So we had to leave. Like, she didn't want to sit in gum the entire time, so she's like, we gotta go. I'm like, are you serious? There's like only half an hour of this movie left. She's like, no, we gotta go. Like, God. Yeah.
ouch.
One of my favorite parts about this movie is it's kind of corny then, it's still kind of corny now, but when he says I am Iron Man, then the Iron Man song kicks in the credits.
Yeah.
Like, it's cliche and makes sense, but it feels so
No,
good.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, the
Yeah.
third act dragged for me, but then when it ends, he's like, I am Iron Man. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Because like that's not a trope than any superhero movies prior, and it just felt so good for this one.
I feel like we should talk about Stan Lee cameos in each movie because I wrote them down.
Sure.
Stan Lee plays Hugh Hefner in this.
Oh yeah, that was a stretch. I
I thought,
remember that.
I thought it was okay. And then we have to talk about the post-credit scene because it's the first one that they've ever done.
Oh, that's true.
And it's where Nick Fury is like, oh yeah, the Avengers Initiative originally had this at the end of the movie, but they didn't know if they were going to be able to have plans for Avengers. So that's the only reason why they hit it at the end of the credits.
Yeah, and it turned out to be great.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, let's go around the table and give Iron Man our 5-star rating now from So Many All Stars. Anthony, can you kick it off?
4.
All right.
Wow.
I had pre-thought about this.
Good.
4-star
Go.
rating, very nice. Brent?
I'm gonna give it a 4.5. This is one of my
Wow.
favorites.
Dang.
One of my favorite superhero movies ever.
Jesus. You know, this movie came out in the same year as The Dark Knight. Came out right before it.
Yeah,
Just for reference, you gave it a 4.5, I believe. So
I
this-
gave it a 5.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Iron Man's good. I would give this a 4-star rating because some of the humor doesn't hold up for me. Actually, it's a lot with Marvel movies. We'll get into that in the next few movies.
Definitely.
But still, solid movie, great nostalgia for it, and it's fun to watch it again.
Yeah. I think I'm the most critical in the third act here. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Sure. So the ending really
Yeah.
took it down for you.
Yeah. I mean, the Iron Man part at the end was a nice punch, but yeah.
All right, let's jump into our next movie, and that's going to be, like Jake said earlier, The Incredible Hulk. Came out later that summer, I believe.
I want to say July.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It had a budget of $150 million. Box office total, close to half of what Iron Man made. It was $263 million.
It doesn't deserve that.
So that being said, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I really like The Incredible Hulk. And I actually like Edward Norton in that role. I'm definitely in the minority there, very small minority there.
Very small. Like
But
Like something else.
after rewatching this currently, guys, what'd you think of it this time?
The exact, not the exact same. I thought this was horrible the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
There's some good things about it, but there's still a lot of bad.
Yeah, I struggled to get through this one.
Really?
Ugh.
I would say the worst part about this movie for me was Liv Tyler.
Oh, she's so bad.
She is so bad in this movie.
She has always been the worst part of this movie.
I actually like the actor that does her father, but I hated him in this movie.
He's in
William
Civil
Hurt?
War.
Huh?
William Hurt is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes back in Civil War, ironically.
He does. Randomly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think this is some of the best Hulk action and I think this is way better than Ang Lee's Hulk.
God.
Yeah, 2003. We don't really talk about that movie.
Yeah, nobody ever does.
Yeah. I mean, the only good fighting part in this movie for me was when, like, Hulk actually ripped a cop car in half and used them as boxing gloves.
Yeah.
That was, like, the only thing that
But
stands
then
out
again,
to me.
that's the same scene as the one where they like turn another actor I like, but it's terrible in this movie, into like a superhuman.
Oh, Tim Roth?
Yeah.
As the Abomination?
Oh my God, it's so bad.
I didn't mind
Yeah.
that, actually.
Okay, Stanley cameo.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one who drank the bloody soda. Lou Ferrigno's in this movie.
Yep, quick
As a
cameo.
security guard.
Yeah, remember
Mhm.
that. If we had to give this a star rating now, guys, Brent, what would be your star rating on The Incredible Hulk?
We'll go 2.
2?
Yeah.
All right, Jake?
I did 2 out of 5 as well.
Wow.
Yeah, this is so far way worse than Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
Way worse.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I would give this a 3 out of 5. I think it's better than your average movie. Anthony?
I'm with the table, 2.
Wow. Bunch of... Well, you're...
I like the new actor for Hulk better.
I do too.
Mark Ruffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Ty Burrell's in this movie too randomly.
Who?
The guy from Modern Family.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just thrown in there.
I wouldn't know that. All right, let's jump into 2 years ahead to May 2010. Iron Man 2 comes out.
That's right. Had a budget of $200 million, so like $60 million more than its first one. Had a box office total of $624 million. So it made more than $100 million more than the first one.
That being said, this wasn't from our consensus of watching our favorite Marvel movie.
I remember hating this movie and rewatching it. It wasn't as bad as I remembered. I will say that.
Is bad. For me, it was about as bad as I remembered it.
It kind of felt like they had, okay, we got point A, we got point B, and we've got all these little things in between that we have to hit.
Mm-hmm.
We're all just going to shove them in this area in between.
Very loose plot line, and I feel like this is very much riding a Iron Man high train.
I will say I really liked Mickey Rourke as Whiplash. I didn't like how he was like a hacker. I hated that part. But him in the actual suit as Whiplash, like the part that I remember from the trailer the most is when he's on the IndyCar track and he's just whipping his whips like, it looked so fucking badass. And that's the best part of him in this movie, too.
And then it ends in the first, 20 seconds of the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, then, even the ending, it was, a very, underwhelming.
Yeah.
His performance in that suit.
Right, just right at the end, okay, we beat him.
I want my bird.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he made this super huge mech. He's like, oh, no one can beat me. I got the both of you. You can do anything. And then they're just like, oh, you want to touch tips? Let's touch tips.
Oh, hey, whips didn't work out for me the first time. Let's try it again.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Let's whip our beams out and touch tips.
See, I love Sam Rockwell.
Yeah,
I don't know if I loved him in this movie as much, but
I liked him in this movie, and I'm kind of depressed he's never popped up again in the MCU.
that's true.
Because he's like a
Justin
Tony
Hamlin
Stark.
doesn't die. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's like a
he
Tony
goes to
Stark.
prison.
Yeah, he just has no powers.
Yeah. This is also the movie we first get Scarlett Johansson as her.
Oh yeah, she looks so weird in this.
Yeah,
Because she was only 22 when we looked it up.
Yeah, 23 in this movie.
Yeah, she's super young.
Yeah, her hair is like a different shade of red.
Yeah.
Just looks weird. She's just there for eye candy, really.
What do you guys think of building a new element? Did that plot line work for you?
Again, one of those things where it's like, oh, we've got to cure his metal thing. Well,
Yeah.
here we go. We'll throw this in.
That was very stupid.
Oh,
That's
hey,
right.
you'll never be able to create this element. Oh, wait, you just did. Never mind.
Well, no, his dad's like, oh, here are all the ingredients for the element that I'm going to hide from you in this map. I can't create it in the 1940s, so hopefully when you see this, you'll have all the elements
not
that
even the
can make it.
1940s.
70s.
70s,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. I was thinking of First Avenger, but
Yeah.
yeah, that is like the 70s.
Yeah.
It served a plot point, and it was really satisfying by any means.
No. Yeah, and then the last tidbit I have is that Stan Lee plays Larry King in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
All right, guys, if we had to go back and rate Iron Man 2 now, what would your star rating be?
Iron Man 2 gets a 2.5 out of 5 from me.
Is it an average movie for you?
Very much
Yeah.
so. Yeah. This is about as average as you can get.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nothing really stands out. There's a lot of bad parts, but it's not bad enough to be worse than average.
Sure.
Yeah, the only reason this is decent is some decent actors and then a $150 million budget. So 2.5 for me as well.
See, I'll give it to 3.
Wow.
I didn't like Sam Rockwell.
I'm giving it 2. I thought the humor in this was cringing. I thought it was so bad.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, our next movie came out a year later, and that was Thor in May 2011.
Yeah, the budget for this movie was $150 million. So Iron Man 2 was $200 million. This one was $150. Box office for this bad boy, $449 million. This was ranking it in. This has made the most other than Iron Man movies.
The concept of Iron Man is so much better than the concept of Thor.
I agree.
I just watched this last night, and this is way better than I remember it.
What?
No, not
Yeah.
way better. It's better than I remember.
You guys
It's
are
way
crazy.
better.
Not
than I
way
remember.
better.
No way in hell.
I don't like Natalie Portman in it, but
No. God, that's
She's
terrible.
fine. She's fine for what she is. She's just supposed to be this girl that falls in love with a god. I mean,
It's so
what more do you
bad.
want? It's
When-
not bad. She just doesn't have anything to do.
When
She's not bad.
when he dies and he comes back with this armor towards the end of the movie,
Yeah.
she literally says, "Oh my God,"
yeah,
because he's the god of thunder.
that's the way it's written for her.
Oh,
she
it's-
does good with what she has, in my opinion.
and then you have Kat Jennings? Is that her name?
Kat
God.
Dennings.
Yeah.
Get her out.
Meow meow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all she's there for.
And then I don't know what his look has changed, but he looks very
His eyebrows.
his eyebrows.
His
They're
eyebrows are just platinum blonde.
driving me up the wall in this movie.
I would say out of all the movies that I've watched in Phase 1, this CGI does not hold up at all anymore, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are some really bad CGI shots.
Oh, see, when I watched it on my TV, I thought it looked good.
Like Asgard looks good, like the opening shots and all that stuff. But there's some like underbelly stuff, like when they go under where the Tesseract cube is.
Yeah.
There's a part where they go underneath and then go into that room. Looks so fucking bad. And when like that creature is crawling underneath, I thought that looked garbage too.
In the ice world?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't thought it crossed my mind at all, but interesting.
No, I don't know. I like the main thing I remember from this movie is when he doesn't become God, like he doesn't he doesn't take over for his father Odin.
Sure.
He does like the slow motion table flip.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, "No!" And all
Yeah,
this-
that's
I
bad.
just remember that so stupidly.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, to your credit, Jake, with his acting in the like third act of this movie, where he goes from super cocky to super nice, like a very next scene from pulling the hammer and he fails,
Out of nowhere.
and then he goes to cooking breakfast for the for these friends and family.
Yeah, it's like he got humble all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
like
and I don't think that would happen.
Like in less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
like it's definitely a stretch for like character building. I'll give you that.
Normally, when a rich, spoiled kid doesn't get anything that he wants, he's still going to be snotty, and he's still going to be like, why aren't I getting anything that I want?
Yeah.
Right.
If something goes bad for Thor, he's just like, oh, I learned my lesson. I guess I'll just be a normal person from now on.
Right, and be nice.
It wouldn't work that way.
The scene came out better this time than it did the original. When Loki shows up and tells Thor that his dad's dead, his mom wants him banished.
Yeah.
Like, that was some good Hemsworth acting because he starts to cry and feels really bad. Like, that was probably the best scene I can give him for acting.
I didn't like Anthony Hopkins in this at all.
Oh, really? I
Why?
liked him in it.
Oh God, I thought it was. I didn't think it was his acting. I just thought the character was so stupid and boring, and which is really sad. Such a terrible.
But give it more time, Odin's character is a little more fleshed out, especially in Ragnarok.
Not really.
No, Ragnarok, he's horrible.
Well, but you get more backstory to him. Not that he's really in it.
This is the first time we see Hawkeye, too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally forgot about this.
Forgettable.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything.
No, he's
He
like,
just-
"Do I need to shoot?
yeah.
Okay, I won't shoot."
I'm ready to shoot. Oh, I'm starting to like this guy. Like, he literally says that. It's
Yeah.
like fucking ham-fisted
Yeah.
bullshit.
I feel like they put him in there because he's not going to get his own movie and need to introduce him somewhere outside of the Avengers movie that we finally get to.
I didn't like the Asgardians that Thor runs with too. I thought they're all a bunch of puss bags.
Yeah.
Crew,
Like-
his friends.
Yeah, and it's like when I think of Asgardians, I think of like these almost like 300 warriors. They're all like really skilled in battle, and these guys were like, I don't know what to do.
Oh, and again, spoilers for Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, they
Die.
Yeah, all of them died except for the girl who wasn't there.
Yeah,
So yeah, this just did
Super
nothing for
bad.
me. I think I liked it more when I first saw it than I do now, just because we've had more and more movies.
yeah.
And this just makes it lesser and lesser for me.
I will say in this though, the whole ice world scenes I think are pretty cool. I love that fight that happened in there, and then I also loved the underlying Loki theme, the whole like twists of his plot of throughout the whole movie.
I thought Loki was pretty good in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Forming
He was
how-
a highlight.
Yeah, and then the twist at the end where it was he purposely let them in so that he could kill them. You know. That
Yeah.
was-
Last thing I have to go off of is the end credits scene, and it's where Loki gets a look at the Tesseract when the scientist is there, the Skarsgård guy. And fun fact, that part is directed by Joss Whedon. That's when he knew he was going to direct the Avengers, and he tried to shoot that with 3D cameras,
Oh, really?
and he didn't like the way that it felt, so he directed the Avengers not in 3D.
That's okay. It worked
Yeah.
out well.
Yeah,
And it's a nice teaser into our next movie, which we'll get into in a little bit.
yeah.
But first, we got to give our star rating on Thor. I'll go ahead and kick it off. Since I feel like I like this movie the most, I'm going to give this movie a 4-star rating out of 5.
Barf.
Wow.
Dear Lord, John.
Yep, I really like this movie. I was actually surprised how much I liked it the second time around.
This is on par with me with Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
I gave it a 2.5 out of 5.
Wow.
So average.
I was really slow. There was
Yeah.
only bits and pieces I liked, so I gave it a 2.
I did 2.5 as well.
Man.
Average movie? A 4?
Yeah, I know. So nuts.
So our next movie came out the same year as Thor, and that was Captain America: The First Avenger. Came out in July.
It did. The budget for this movie was 140 million, so 10 million lower than Thor. Thor had a lot of CGI, so that kind of makes sense. Budget or the box office, it made 370 million.
So after rewatching The First Avenger, what are you guys' thoughts?
I really like this movie.
I did too. This movie's so good.
I remember not liking all that much when I first watched it, but now that I've seen it probably 2 times since then, like it just keeps getting better for me.
Yeah, I remember liking it at the time when I worked at a news station when this movie came out right before the Avengers came out. I was the only person that liked this movie better than Thor, and I fought tooth and nail for this movie.
Yeah, that's his easy win.
Okay,
This
I
movie-
thought it was better than Thor, but I don't see
Really?
you guys liking it that much.
This
That's
movie's
okay.
so fucking
It's
good.
so par.
That's
Just
what
all
he's-
like the 1940s World War
Yeah.
II propaganda stuff.
Yeah.
With him like, oh, I'm gonna sock Hitler in the jaw. Really good, and there's so much good. I like the first. We talked about this earlier, so we'll talk about it now. But I thought the CGI where he's skinny and then he becomes big when he's like skinny Steve Rogers.
I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it looked amazing,
Yeah.
and I thought it looked amazing at the time. And when I just watched it a week ago, I thought it still looked that fucking good.
Agreed.
Talk, John.
I didn't like it. I thought it looked outdated, and it didn't. It was probably one of my distractions from this movie because there's quite a few scenes where his face looks like it's too big for his body. Like they like copy and pasted his face onto this little scrawny man's body, and it's not proportional by any means.
No, I think you're crazy. They used like revolutionary technology at the time, so
Yeah.
there's gonna be some hiccups, but I thought it looked fucking amazing.
There was a lot of hiccups.
I didn't think there was a lot.
I didn't think so either.
There's
No.
quite a few scenes where you can see side angles or front on. Like the best it looked was when straight front on.
Yeah,
If there's a slight tilt, things just get askew.
yeah. I have heard criticism of that. It didn't bother me too much.
Yeah, and maybe I'm just because I've only seen this movie probably 3 times,
Yeah.
and each time I keep going back to that because your face is drawn to the abnormal look of Chris Evans on this body. So definitely you're gonna be looking for it. Going back to our earlier points, this is not a great movie for me.
Okay.
It's extremely long, and longer than it needs to be.
It's not that long.
No, it's not.
It just takes its time. That's the difference.
Well, it's still just slightly over 2 hours, I think, as far as runtime.
Right,
Okay.
which I think is a perfect time length for what partakes in this movie.
See, I know you like the propaganda, and I feel like you could have cut that down to maybe a 5-minute scene instead of dragging it out across a montage of him going from city to city and then to the war. Like, if you were going to jump to him, like, entertaining the troops immediately, sure, that saves me some time and get to the little action back a little bit faster. I understand the story building of the propaganda, but it didn't really work for me.
See, I'm with you. I think there's a lot they could have cut from that movie, and it would have made it way better.
I thought it was like the most perfect, slow. I agree it was kind of slow, but it was like the perfect escalation of how he involves himself.
Slow burn.
Yeah, I mean, it's like take how he is in the beginning of the film to how he is in the end. Like there's so much change, but it's not choppy.
As far as Captain America?
Yeah, he goes from a really scrawny guy that can't do anything, and then they show his bravery. And then he gets the muscles.
That's the thing. Like his morals have always been there.
Right.
And throughout all of these movies, I feel like he's the character that has changed the least. And that's awesome.
Yeah. Plus,
And
all
you-
the main actors and actresses are fantastic. Tom
Yeah.
Lee Jones, Chris Evans,
Yeah.
the woman.
Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
I forgot he was in this until I saw him.
woman.
I don't remember her name.
Woman.
Haley,
she's-
her name's Haley Atwell. That's the actress's name.
Agent Carter.
Yeah. I'll say it right now. I think Red Skull is the best villain they've had in Phase 1. Red Skull is a strong-ass villain.
Red
Yeah.
Skull better be coming
Plus,
back.
I
again,
know.
that actor.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I'll give
So
you that.
fucking good.
Red
Okay,
Skull
I'll
is
give
awesome.
you that too. He was
Yeah,
good.
and the makeup on Red Skull looks so good. Looks
does.
so dope.
I'll give you that.
Oh man.
I just want him to speak a little Elvish for me. Just
I'm
round it
surpri-
up for me.
I'm surprised he hasn't come back around. Like, where is he?
He will.
what
Yeah,
is-
I know.
I don't know.
What is he doing?
When he
He's
touched
one of the
when he
horsemen.
touched the Tesseract, he didn't die. He just like vaporized away.
right.
Hail Hydra. That shit's so good.
Yeah.
Where like there's still Nazis, but then there's people that are worse than the Nazis.
Yeah.
That part didn't really work for me as well.
Oh, I thought it was really good.
Oh, and then the scene where they're fighting in the rafters above his like thing, and where he punches him, like sucker punches him.
Yeah.
And you just see like his
Oh,
eye
yeah,
tear
yeah.
away a
Where
little
there's
bit.
just like red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, the small things, man. They're
Uh-huh.
so great.
I could watch this movie all the time. I love it.
This movie probably had, for me had the weakest end scene credit.
Yeah, because it's just a trailer for the Avengers.
It's the exact same clip from the trailer from
Yeah.
the Avengers.
Yeah, but it's the first time you're seeing it when you saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
Like they didn't show a trailer for the Avengers before that.
Right.
But yeah, watching it now, it's just like, oh, this is stupid. I liked Howard Stark in this movie more than Iron Man 2.
Oh yeah. Just because he's
The
younger,
1940s
he's
version?
A little bit younger, a little more spunky.
Yeah. Tommy,
It's 30 years later than him, though. Remember that.
yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, in Iron Man 2, he was Don Draper's boss in Mad Men.
Yeah, he just seemed like a dick dad.
Yeah. And this one, he's just like, he looked like Tony Stark a
Right.
little bit. He reminded
Yeah.
me a lot of him. The last scene is not the last scene, when he wakes up and they're trying to trick him it's 1940, but it's present day. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The last 5 minutes is awesome. Like when he wakes up and he's in Times Square and he's looking at all this shit.
Yeah.
I loved that. And then he's just like, I had a date and I'm late for it now.
Yeah, that's
I
where it
love
cuts
the way
off.
they
So,
ended that.
I know, so fucking good.
I'm gonna say that I'm glad they got that part out of the way in this movie instead of the Avengers.
It's really good. His first fight scene when he's little, he uses a trash can lid to protect himself as the shield.
Yeah.
And the movie ends with a kid.
with the trash can lid.
Yeah, except it now has Cap's like emblem
Yeah.
on it. So
Yeah.
fucking symbolic. This movie's so good. I love it.
What was Stan Lee's cameo in this?
This is probably one of his weaker ones. He's
Yeah.
just he goes by Steve Rogers and he's like, "Oh, I thought he would have been taller" during the award ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty weak.
So, if we had to give a star rating now to Captain America: The First Avenger, Anthony, where would you rate this movie?
It's a little tough. I think I'd give it a 3.
3 out of 5.
Solid 3.
Yeah, Brent,
4.
4.
Yeah, this movie's great.
I give this movie I'm with Anthony, a 3. It's definitely better than your average movie.
When he's crashing down the airplane, I didn't I didn't pick up on this until this viewing.
Yeah.
When he crashes the plane, he didn't really need to.
No, he really didn't.
Yeah, because when the bombs are dropping, they still needed a person to drive the bombs.
Yeah.
He didn't need to crash it at all. He could have just he didn't know how to fly a plane, but there were people that he was talking to that knew how to fly a plane.
Yeah.
So that kind of brought it down a little bit for me. They just needed a way for him to get frozen.
That's a plot device that had to be worked in.
Yeah, a little bit. I ended up giving it a 3.5 out of 5.
Wow, that's lower than I thought you'd go.
Damn.
It's lower.
Yeah.
I know. I thought about a 4 and a 3.5, but that part kind of stuck with me a little bit. I'm okay. I got to drop it down a little bit. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5.
I won't deny it. Actually, there's part of me that's a little sad that Captain America and Art Carter never
Yeah.
get to Sheboygan.
That's why, like, when he's like, I missed a date, I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
tearjerker.
Don't worry, she got her own ABC sitcom for 2 years, I think.
2 seasons. Yeah.
2 seasons.
Played in
One-
the summer. Nobody watched.
Did she play the old lady in Civil War?
Yeah.
Is that
Was it Civil War?
or Winter Soldier?
I think it was Winter Soldier. I,
think it's
don't know.
Winter-
We'll
it's
find out.
Pretty
But
sure
yeah.
it's Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I think she did.
All right, that being said, it's time to jump into our final movie of the Phase 1 Marvel movies, and that is Marvel's The Avenger. Came out in May 2012.
The budget for the Avengers, highest yet, $220 million. But the box office total was also the highest yet. $1.5 billion.
Jesus.
This was ranking in the dough.
And how could it not?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Well-
everything. Everything that they've been working up for 4 years is thrown in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a hell of a 4 years, too.
Yeah.
We watched this just about a week ago, and how does it hold up for you guys now?
I still love this one. I thought it was a good, at the time, coming together of all these characters.
I liked it. It was okay. It had a lot to do, and it's the first time like a big group up movie like this happened.
Right.
So I give it a lot of respect for that.
I didn't think it was an amazing film. You know, it had its weaknesses, but that's just, with that many characters, it's hard to have a solid story throughout, so.
Exactly.
Upon rewatching it, I said this earlier, but in particular this movie, the rest of them, the humor in this one just really dates itself to me. Like, I did not find it remotely as funny as I did.
That's it's as sad as it is. That's just Joss Whedon.
Yeah, that's true.
It really is. Like, you can definitely tell this is Joss Whedon. Just like when we watched Justice League, you could tell what jokes were written by Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Right. I would argue that it definitely worked back then. Mm-hmm. When you first saw this movie, like, it was the right amount of action and humor to kind of relax the setting, but then kind of still raise the stakes of why these guys are coming together in the first place.
I remember laughing so much when I saw this in the theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was fucking hysterical.
I think the Hulk where Tom Hiddleston is like, I'm gonna, and he just starts bashing.
Just
with-
slams
like,
him,
that still
yeah.
gets me too.
Yeah, that got me the most when I saw it
Yeah,
in theaters
that
the
was
first time.
hilarious.
Did the plot device of having them not get along at first for probably a good, hour of this movie work for you guys still at this point?
Yeah, because there are a whole bunch of different personalities that have to work together, and they don't know how to do that yet.
That's pretty much
Yeah.
what he expected. So.
Yeah, I still like that part.
Yeah.
The best fight scene, in my opinion, of all of Phase 1 is Thor versus Iron Man versus Captain America.
Really?
I love that scene. That is like perfect. They just like ping pong back and forth off each other. Like Thor strikes Iron Man with lightning.
Yep.
It just like charges up his suit to 400%. Then he shoots him.
Yeah.
Just really good. And then Cap's like, "Oh, you guys should be nice. Let's stop this." And then the only thing that he does, he has his shield, and Thor tries to slam it down. That's how he stops
It's
it.
great.
Yeah, no, it's so fucking good. It's iconic.
Yeah, I would agree. I think one of my favorite fight scenes, not only a fight scene, but seeing on screen, was just saying Hulk smash, and then Hulk just goes to
Oh, yeah.
town. Like I remember that in the theater, and I still feel it now. Like that scene is just so good. I kept thinking during this viewing, how
Black Widow?
Black Widow and Jeremy Renner's character,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not as badass as this movie wants you to make them look.
No.
Well, when I first saw it, I thought they were the weakest part, and they're still the weakest part, but they seem more part of the team than they used to when I first watched it. Like, I remember not liking Hawkeye. I thought it was just stupid that he turned, like, bad all of a sudden, just to, like, they didn't know what to do with him, so they wrote him off.
Yeah.
I thought Jeremy Renner played this role really well, like, way better than I remembered him doing. Scarlett Johansson was really good. I liked her a lot in this movie. When she was trying to persuade Hulk in that whole the village, and he tries to scare her, and she pops out her gun, like, that was her. I guess she has a couple good scenes. That one and the first scene where she's tied up in the chair.
Yeah.
That one is really good.
That's like all humor.
Yeah, but she's
It's
trying.
still good,
She's
though.
still trying to get information out of people by thinking that they have the upper hand.
Yeah,
like that part with Loki. I thought that was really good too. When he was in the cage.
Oh, see, I hate that part.
Why? Why do you hate that?
The part where she's trying to get information from Loki.
Yeah.
And like she makes herself vulnerable, and it ends up just being a giant trick. Like that just felt so dumb. I did not
That's what
like
she's
it.
good
Yeah,
at.
that's what she does.
Espionage.
That's her specialty.
I know,
Yeah.
but she plays it off like, "Oh, I got it out of you," yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how a professional would handle that. If you're a professional spy, you're not going to show off that I gotcha.
If you're a professional spy, you're not going to suit up in a skin tight outfit either, John.
Well, that's another thing. Like, she just like you gotta admit, part of this is just for
Eye candy?
Eye candy.
Oh,
Tits
yeah.
and ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Good at it.
And she's got ass for days.
that will hold up in 2018, folks. That does not fly like it used to.
Yeah. I feel like she has the same outfit in Winter Soldier, and I can't remember what she has in Age of Ultron, but I feel like it's not as
pretty much the same
bad.
thing.
Is it just as bad?
It's pretty much.
Scarlet Witch is nowhere near this kind of.
Black Widow.
No.
Oh.
In future,
Yeah.
when we get Scarlet Witch, she's not sexualized to this degree remotely.
I don't think she's supposed to be, though.
No, but that
Black Widow, that's part of her
Yeah.
character.
But I think in Iron Man 2, what John Favreau did with Scarlett Johansson and Gwyneth Paltrow in that staircase scene, like that.
Yeah.
Watching that now, just feel like, oh man.
Yeah, she uses her sexuality as a weapon. Like, that's what she does.
Well, but I'm talking about like the camera shot in Iron Man 2 where they're both
Oh,
walking
yeah.
upstairs. They go like, oh,
Yeah.
like, all right, that's definitely a 2008 film.
Comes to Black Widow, she can use her sex appeal to get what she wants in order to get information that she needs.
Yeah, there was a scene that really kind of shouldn't bother me, but kind of does now. Is when there's a bunch of captives in a building, and Steve goes in there to knock out the Chitauri, who have him angled to the floor together, and the Chitauri throw a grenade, and then instead of Steve going on the grenade like he did in the first Avenger, he lets the Chitauri try to pick it up and blow himself up with the human still inside.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
doesn't he kick him down the floor with it?
No. He jumps out the window, protects himself. When in the first Avenger, he was the first one to jump on top of the grenade to make sure no one else gets hurt.
Yeah, I guess it. I mean,
Sell out. That's
that's a fake grenade. This is a live grenade.
He didn't know it was a fake grenade in the first Avenger.
Yeah, but what do you have to lose? He's a little fuck.
Well, that's part of his. That's
Now he's a big guy.
So now he's a little more egotistical.
Yeah.
I think okay.
Screw you
I guess
guys.
I guess I got to see him like throw his shield reverse on top of the grenade and then like lay on top of it.
At least he did something instead of like leaving the humans up to the bad guys. But anyway, just being picky.
Oh, I liked how when he was doing punching bags, he had like 10 laid out because he was
Yeah.
just like going through them
Yeah,
left
I
and
know.
right
just knocking him
And then he
off.
takes one with him for some reason.
to eat. That's what we said. That was his dinner.
I'm hungry.
Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. So if we had to give the Avengers a star rating now, Britt, where would you land?
3.5.
3.5. Anthony?
That's exactly the number I had in mind.
I'm gonna go 3.5 too.
Wow, this is so boring. I have 3.25 out of 5, but I think I know. It's either 3 or 3.5. I I think I'm gonna bump it up a little bit just because of how important it is, and it didn't fuck the bed up too much. So
That's true.
hey guys, 3.5 out of 5 all around.
Hey, the first one
right.
we agree on. All right, guys. Now that we've gone through the Phase 1 Marvel movies, we're going to do a few last-minute thoughts on these movies. We're going to do some favorites, least favorites, and then we're going to rank these movies
Should we start from the bottom to the top?
from the bottom to the top. Now we're here.
Because I feel like, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there, John. I feel like the bottom for all of us is Incredible Hulk. Is that correct?
Except for John.
Yeah, I know, but he's the odd man out in this.
Oh, well then, you're outvoted.
Yeah, I'm already. I'm just going to say I think Iron Man 2 is worse than Incredible Hulk. Iron Man 2 is just so bad.
Right.
But anyway, we're going to Iron Man 2 for.
No, we're going Incredible Hulk.
Oh yeah,
Come on, John.
Put your shit on us.
It's my podcast, so
actually,
Iron Man
guys, I veto.
I edit this podcast, so Iron Man 2 is the worst.
So we're going with Incredible Hulk. Incredible Hulk, is
And then
number
obviously
6.
Iron Man 2 is next.
I agree.
Right?
I third.
I agree.
Hey!
Then Thor.
Look at us.
Well, hold up.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa. That's number 4. Number Thor.
For Thor.
4 Thor.
Well, it
Or-
hurts.
Fourth Thor.
Right.
Awesome.
Which then leaves Iron Man, Captain America, the First Avenger, and Marvel's The Avengers.
Yeah, I gave all 3 of these 3.5 out of 5. So
Okay. So next, I would argue The Avengers.
that's what I was gonna say.
I would agree.
Actually, 3 people agree. Doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, the Avengers. So now it's down to Iron Man and Captain America, the First Avenger. I feel like I know how it's gonna shake down already.
Captain
No,
America.
no, not for us.
Oh.
Captain America 2, Iron Man 1. I'm guessing is how it's gonna go.
That's how I'm
Yeah.
gonna vote.
Oh, yeah.
Captain America 2, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would probably do Captain America number 1.
Well, you're outvoted.
Yeah,
there,
no,
but,
I'm just saying. Oh, my personal opinion. That went way smoother than I thought it was gonna go.
Well, I think we have kind of. I mean, there's some things I would have flip flopped, but
Yeah.
for the majority here,
Okay, so the final list: number 1, Iron Man; number 2, Captain America, the First Avenger; number 3, The Avengers; number 4, Iron Man 2; number 5,
No, number 4 is Thor.
number 4 is Thor. I'm sorry. Number 4, Thor; number 5, Iron Man 2; number 6, The Incredible Hulk.
how long have you been waiting to pull that joke all night?
I got it out. That's all that matters.
But real quick, let's go around the table. What was your favorite movie out of these?
Oh, obviously Iron Man.
Captain America, the First Avenger. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, mine was Iron Man as well.
I would have said Iron Man 2.
For favorite,
Yep, and Avengers close second.
Like, I'm kind of wanting to switch my ranking from 3.5 to 4 for Captain America.
it's already in the books now, man.
Yeah, I know. It's already 3.5 out of 5, so fuck me. But Captain America is my favorite.
It makes you feel any better. I kind of wish I would have went 3.5 on 4 on Thor instead
Yeah?
of 4.
Uh-huh.
But
No,
honestly,
I like Thor 4.
Of all the superheroes, I think Iron Man would actually be my choice.
Yeah, me
The,
too.
the suits are just so awesome.
So just look-wise,
No, just if you could be any superhero, I think I'd be Iron Man.
I would say the CGI works the best for Iron Man because it's kind of hard to screw up just the metal look,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'd be Hulk.
You would... What do you mean you'd be Hulk?
Oh, if we're going to be superheroes, I'd want to be Hulk.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
I'd probably want to be Thor. Thor would be awesome
Yeah.
if I could be anybody. I think we're coming up with the artwork that you're going to do, John.
Maybe. That'd be a lot. Sounds like a lot of work.
So you're going to be Hulk.
Brent's going to be Iron Man.
Uh-huh.
All right. Let the fat jokes ensue. You fucks. Or maybe instead of the Hulk Buster, it should be the Fat Buster.
I can see a Hulk Buster outfit. That'd be good.
So Anthony's always a woman, so he's going to be Black Widow, right?
Anthony, what power would you be?
Cap,
Captain
Hawkeye, and
America.
Black Widow.
Captain America, I guess.
You could be Nick Fury.
Yeah, probably Captain America.
Real trick question, real quick. If you had to give a star rating to Phase 1 compared to 2 and 3, which we'll get to in future episodes, as of right now, what would you rate Phase 1 movies at a 5-star rating?
3 out of 5. Yep.
Yep.
Hey.
3 out of
I
5?
said
Yeah.
3 or 3.5.
I'm okay with that. We're good.
From what I remember, Phase 2 is way better than Phase 1. I mean, Phase 1 was good for what it was, but yeah, 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
A little better than average.
We're on a weekly schedule where we watch a Marvel movie a week leading up to Infinity War, which prompted this episode series that we're going through. Just to give you a heads up of what we're looking forward to in Phase 2 of the Marvel movies, that includes Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ultron, and Ant-Man.
And just heads up, one of these movies in Phase 2 is my favorite Marvel movie.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
Me too.
All right, that being said, it's time to jump into the final portion of our show, and that is Movie Trivia.
Finally, the trivia wizard's back.
Brent is back in the hot seat as Trivia Master.
Oh,
Brent,
wait, how are you playing your trivia, though? You had weird ways that
Oh,
we did it
we're
last
going
time.
back to what I originally had it.
You got to remind me. I
All
don't
right.
remember.
So I play the full clip, and then we have the guessing order.
Ugh. Yep.
Yep.
I remember this.
All right.
Everybody gets a fair chance.
Yep.
So who goes first?
We'll have Anthony guess first on the first one.
All right.
So John, you're second. Jake, you're last on the first one.
All right, let's do it.
And here we go.
Okay, I made a film. I made a film with Dean, my boyfriend. And the idea was that we were gonna, make this experimental film, an artistic film.
Porno film.
That's just the commercial element, okay? Okay? Sid said we had to have that. And the reality was we were getting our message out there. And it was all in the film. Names and dates and everything that my mom was doing. And once it was out there, once it was in theaters, there's no way that they could suppress it. There's no way that they could cover it up.
I know this movie. I can't think of it, though.
I know, I'm struggling.
Oh, I hate this. I know I've seen this movie.
I have a good guess.
I got to guess.
Okay. I mean,
All right,
yeah.
I skip. I don't know.
It's not Zack and Miri, right?
No.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I can't think of a title or anything. I need more hints than that, so I'm going to skip.
All right. It is rated R. It is an action crime comedy. It had a $50 million budget, and it came out in 2016. Anthony?
I gotta skip again. I don't know.
All right. John?
My boss's daughter.
No.
Yeah, just skip. God damn it.
All right, Anthony. Directed by Shane Black.
God damn it.
And
God damn it.
and the cast is Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, and
Oh.
Gori Bagazarazi, and Keith David.
I think we watched this together, didn't we?
We did.
Sure did.
We should stop giving Anthony hits, though.
Yeah.
It's not helping. We watched this?
But
Yeah.
that means John knows it, so we did watch it. We watched it a year later because we watched it on Blu-ray.
Action.
Didn't go to theaters.
I really
Crime.
liked it.
We thought
Comedy.
it was so small.
Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling.
We didn't think anything of it.
Unfortunately, I don't remember.
You don't?
God damn it.
Guys, I-
John.
The Nice Guys. The Nice Guys. Ding, ding, ding.
This movie's so good.
Yeah, it is.
This movie's so good.
Yeah.
Correct.
I knew I remembered that scene, too.
I always get this movie. I always want to call this movie The Other Guys. Because it's, I don't know why. It's always these buddy cop movies that always get me thrown off.
That's right.
All right, Brent, let's kick it off with clip number 2.
All right, John, you're up first. Here we go. Clip number 2.
I love to watch you study charts.
Why?
Because you know them all by heart.
What's so special about today that you're blowing smoke up my ass?
Thought I'd make a pass. No, you see, the thing is, Captain, I'm looking for a guy to come home to Maine with me, buy a house, and raise a few kids.
And what does that guy and you do after?
Oh. Now, come on, look. The thing is, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm fit to do this. I just don't see the romance in it.
But you got it, Captain Greenlaw. You do, believe me.
I know who's talking.
Of course.
This will be wrong, but Romance in the Sky?
Romance in the Sky?
Something in the Sky.
I was thinking The Descendants.
Incorrect. Anthony. Got anything?
In the sky.
Nothing?
Get your phone. Get your
No, I'm
phone
not.
down.
I'm not. Oh,
You
sorry,
are.
sorry.
All right. Clips. 2000. PG-13.
Oh, 2000?
Mm-hmm. $140 million budget.
Jesus.
So now I kind of feel bad because I thought this was a popular movie. So maybe it just be one of those things where I've seen it and like, oh, this is a really good movie.
Oh, brother.
I can't wait to hear the answer to
Oh,
this.
brother, where art thou?
Incorrect.
The Peacemaker.
Incorrect.
All right, hit us with the cast.
Really? Okay. I'm sorry. I thought this was more popular. George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, John C. Reilly, William Fichtner, directed by Wolfgang Peterson, and a $140 million budget.
Oh my!
I have
it was
no
around
idea.
that time.
I have no idea, so I'm just gonna say Max Payne.
No.
Was this Three Kings?
No.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Is it Aviators?
Nope.
What is it?
It is The Perfect Storm.
Oh.
Duh.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen that movie like 15 years ago.
Yeah. It's
Yikes.
olden, but
Yeah. No, I should have thought of that.
okay.
Yeah. No.
All right.
That's decent. I feel kind of bad that I didn't get that.
All right.
All right, so far the scoreboard is me with 1
You
point.
have one.
And
Yep.
Skip the second point.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not looking hot here, folks.
Here we go. Jake, you're up first.
Yep.
Clip number 3.
Stick to the program, soldier. Right.
Order alert. Order alert.
All right, Pussy Willows, back to start position.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
Sorry.
God damn it! I was so ready to steal that, but there's no way you weren't getting that.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're good.
So that means we go into a tiebreaker
Yep.
for
Right.
all the marbles.
You ready?
I'm at a huge disadvantage now, but let's do this.
Here we go.
And my favorite vitamin, I might add.
The Mask.
The Truman Show?
Ace Ventura. The Cable Guy. Batman Forever.
Nice. You're just listening off Jim Carrey movies.
I had to listen, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that one. Just sounded very Joel Schumacher-y.
Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey as a
Yeah.
Riddler and Two-Face.
Uh,
All right, well, that being said, that has been Trivia with Brent Harris, with Jake taking home the win tonight. And that has also been episode 40. Oh, sorry, episode
30.
episode 30 of Super Media All-Stars. You can find us on all kind of social media these days. First one being Facebook. Brain dead Billy today. Wow. You guys all chimed in for that. That was nice. Nice touch. Find us on Facebook at Super Media All-Stars. Please like and follow us there. You can find us on Twitter at SmashPod. You can find us on Instagram at Super Media All-Stars.
You can follow me on Instagram at Steelbook Obsessed. I'm at 850 followers, and I'm almost done going through my alphabet of Steelbooks.
Nice.
Next, I got some game Steelbooks, and I got a lot thanks to John. Like, I had a handful, but John gave me quite a bit to show off, so
A lot of stuff there in that.
should be good.
area.
I might do a video with you on like top 5 gaming Steelbooks that we have,
That'd be cool.
because there's some good ones in there.
Yeah, there is. You can also listen to us on all kinds of services. First one being your Apple Podcast services. You listen to us on Google Play, and you can listen to us on TuneIn Radio if you're a fan there. And also, we want to give a special shout out to Jay's CD and Hobby, where some of our guys here like to pick up movies, CDs, games. They got awesome, cool used collection stuff. It's nice to go in there and kind of browse and kind of check out some stuff there.
and they always have a good selection of board games.
Yeah, I find quite a few Steelbooks there, so
Yeah.
bada boom.
So yeah,
And I think next episode is going to be Black Panther, correct?
we'll be reviewing Black Panther.
That's sneaking right up on me.
A lot of good things to look forward to. We got Black Panther, we got Annihilation. There's a few things in the game world we'll be talking about here shortly, but we gotta wait for them to happen. But other than that, look forward to more Super Media All-Stars. Guys, I thank you for joining me. Audience, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Game over, man. Game over.
Bye bye.
I am out of here.